So the first thing I'm going to do is something that somebody showed me very recently about the very beginning of the production of the sound of the trumpet, the production of the tone. And you can do this with the trumpet, you can do this with the mouthpiece, you can do this with neither. You can do it simply by forming your embouchure and blowing the air through the center of your embouchure and making a very light kind of squeaking sound. I'm not sure it's going to pick up on the video, but let's see what happens. I'll do it on all three. I'll do it with just my embouchure. I'll do it then with the mouthpiece, and then I'll do it with the trumpet. So here goes with just the embouchure. Okay, so what I'm doing is I take a deep breath and then I form my embouchure and I'm blowing the air just directly through the center of my lips as lightly as I, just very light, and just to sort of make sort of a little squeaking, not even like a buzzing sound. I'm not even trying to make a buzzing sound. It's just blowing the air through, and it helps if you wet your lips a little bit so that there's sort of so that it makes a little bit of a sound. It's a very slight sound, and you pretty much only hear it like right here. It's probably barely picking up on there, but and then that gets amplified even just a little bit more when you apply the mouthpiece. But you're going to do that really lightly. You don't want to press your mouthpiece on to do that. And again, it's not really making any sound of the trumpet per se. We're not trying to create a buzzing sound at all. All I'm doing is blowing some air through the mouthpiece, right through that center place, center of the aperture there, and keeping the lips together, keeping everything nice and firm, and the embouchure set really nicely, so that that is just coming through nice and easily. We're not forcing that air to come out, anything like that. So then what happens is when I put that on the trumpet, do the same thing, and that's what that sounds like. Hopefully you can hear that a little bit more, because I'm able to get the trumpet closer to where the microphone is, but also the trumpet is amplifying that sound now. So then what eventually is going to happen, so the person that showed me this, he said, don't even worry about making a sound. And then so I sat there doing this for about 10 or 15 minutes, just making that sound, and then lo and behold, the sound of the trumpet just started. I wasn't even trying to do it. It just kind of came from the outside edges, and then boom, it popped right into place. And then when that happened, that was the most effortless I'd ever felt the trumpet feel. It had always felt like some kind of struggle, but as soon as I was able to make the sound like that, the trumpet felt effortless. And then I started experimenting. Oh, let me see if I can play some scales like that. Started playing. I couldn't play very high, But then I learned really quickly, if I started doing my exercises with this same feeling, that I could carry this feeling, this sensation over to all of the other things that I had to play. I just had to concentrate really hard on not overplaying and to keep this focus and to not, use excess pressure. So anyway, so what I end up doing at the beginning of lessons with students is just take I don't even take very much time, just like the first minute or two, and we just make that sound. And I have my students go in and out of the sound of the trumpet like that, very quietly, just and do it to use a new age term, kind of organically, get the trumpet sound to happen organically, rather than trying to force it. When your embouchure is set correctly and your air is coming through effortlessly, that sound will just pop right out without you even really trying. But you can do it really softly. You should be able to do it as softly as possible. And then go back as softly as possible, also back to nothing, back to that squeaking sound. So go back, back and forth like that, and get the sound to happen, and then let it go just as easily. Don't force the sound to come out. Don't play it even loud, I wouldn't say. Just do that, and then try to recreate that sensation every day. So that's generating one thing I do to just get my tone started every morning.